Today I will be reading Daisy and the Trolls Maggots Chapter 16 by Kes Gray. Maggots into Young Machine Boy. And I'll be starting now. Chapter 16. The next time my float went under, I was watching. I saw the yellow tip of my fishing float bob up and down a little bit first, and then jiggly, and a bit more, and then disappear right out of sight under the water. When I lifted my whip off the rod, raised it up into the air, I could feel an actual alive fish tugging on the end. It was so exciting. When I lifted the fish out of the water, I could see how big it was and everything. That is tiny. It was about 7 or 8 centimeters long at least. It was a silvery green colored fish with red fins, and when my uncle took it off the hook, he told me it was called a roach. Roach.
Yeah, well done.
Roaches are the best. Look how tiny that is.
Mm.
It's a maggot. It's got chewed. Uncle Clive put my roach into a great big long round net and dropped it into the water in front of us. He said we would keep all the fish that we caught in the net and then let them go at the end of the day, which was even more exciting because then it was like catching pets because they couldn't swim away. Then Uncle Clive showed me how sucked the maggots was. The trouble with sucked maggots is they can't wriggle. Even if you can't wriggle, that's because all the wriggle juices have been sucked out by the fish. The maggot didn't look all wriggly anymore. It looked like a sucked out empty bit of sausage skin. So I had to throw it away. While I was throwing it away, Uncle Clive threw some more extra maggots into the water in front of me and said if that I put 2 new maggots on my hook, I might catch an even bigger fish. So I did. And guess what? I caught a skimmer bream. And then guess what? I caught a dace. So now we have 3 fish. Swimming in our net. How exciting is that? And then, you'll never guess this. And then, what's this word?
Try it.
Aboutly.
What's the first three letters?
Absolutely. Guess what? Uncle Clive let me throw a whole handful of maggots into the water on my own. That's falling out. I'm squished. He let me stick my actual fingers inside the actual bait box and put about 100 maggots in my hand all at once. The trouble with throwing about 100 maggots all at once is it's harder than it looks, especially if you have to land them near your fishing float. Uncle Clive said the closer I could land the maggots to my float, the more chance I would have of getting another nibble. Trouble is, my first throw went closer to my trainers. And closer to my trainers, where was I? Then my float. Uncle Clive didn't mind. In fact, he laughed and told me have another throw. So I did. And this time I got almost nearly quite close. The trouble with getting almost nearly quite close is it makes you want to have another throw to see if you can get almost nearly quite closer. Uncle Clive said that we had plenty of maggots in the bait box and another throw would be fine, so I did have another throw. Her float has gone down. Someone's nibbled it. And this time I got totally, almost about, quite nearish. By about my sixth throw, one of my maggots hit my float. That's when Uncle Clive said he thought I had thrown enough maggots into the water. He said if you throw too many maggots in when you're fishing, the fish will get full up and stop biting. My arm was aching anyway.
Aching.
Aching. Was it? After about 5 throws, so I sat back down in my chair and waited for another bite. Uncle Clive said I definitely got the hang of fishing now, so he was going to cast his rod out too. So now we were both fishing. How exciting is that? Ew, she's done here, hands into the maggots again. Gross, gross, gross. That was the end of the chapter. Subscribe here if you like this video. Bye!